Hello, my dears, and welcome to my channel. As always, I am very happy and grateful that you've chose to spend your time with me and supporting my channel. Really easy. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and click on the notification bell if you'd like to be notified of when I drop a new video. And I hope that you're all doing well. But if not, I do hope things will get better for you soon. But in the meantime, if you want to forget about things for just a little while and take a break from your day, join me in meeting the Tarot de los Muertos, also known as a Tarot of the Dead. This deck was created by Monica L. Knighton, and she has a couple other decks. I did a video on her Infernal Ocularum deck, and she also has the Stolen Child Tarot. And these decks, I do believe, are in her Etsy shop. This one in particular retails for $30 in her Etsy shop. The Infernal Ocularum retails for $18, I believe. And I will link her socials, including her Etsy shop, in the description if you want to go over and support her. And this is a pocket size deck, and the box is 4 inches height, 3 inches across, and the width is 1 3/4 inch. And sadly, it only has it on the sides. The title doesn't have it on the top. Really disappointed. And it is a magnetic box. I think I said that, but if not, it is a magnetic box. And when you open it up, it's got this cute little skeleton doggy. And it has a little guidebook, and it's Spanish and English version, and we will go through that after we go through the cards. There's no ribbon, so you got to pour out your cards. I don't know, I'm kind of torn on if I like ribbons or not. Sometimes they're helpful and sometimes they're not. So we start off with a title card of the skeleton playing on the piano, the Tarot of the Dead. And if you work with reversals, they won't be revealed. Then we start off with another card that has all of the suits that you're going to find in this deck. You have ink pens, coffins, pistols, and film reels. Okay. And it does have a gold foil. It's a nice little gold foil. And in each of my tarot videos, I do a side-by-side comparison. And if you've seen one of my videos previously, you know this already. I will not stop doing side-by-side because people love it. So I'm just going to keep doing it because people really like it. So why would I stop? Anyway, so to give you a visual, because I can say poker size, but if you don't have any poker cards, you're going to be like, well, what's that? What size is that? So this is a regular size tarot card, and as you can see, it's smaller. And the dimensions for this is 3.5, and across is 2.5, and the width of the deck is 1.10. Okay. So if you're interested in this deck that I'm doing the comparison with, it is the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and it's published by US Game Systems. You can go over to the US Game Systems and see if they have it. If not, I know Amazon does, because Amazon has everything. Alright, so let's go on to the Major Arcana. And at the top, you will have the number. I think these are bones, if I'm not too mistaken. And then you have the title of the card. Okay. And this is a pip deck. And when we get to the minor arcana, I will give you the information. If you do not know what a pip deck is, I will explain as best I can what a pip deck is. But with the major arcana, they're illustrated. They're all illustrated. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a flip through of the major arcana. And Monica has switched up Strength and Justice. Okay, so I'm going to pause the flip through because I'm going to explain about in some tarot decks they are switched. So in the Rider-Waite, Justice, as you can see, is 11 and Strength is 8. And the, I guess you could say, pre-Rider-Waite decks had it the other way. And the reasoning behind that, I finally looked it up because I know I did a few videos where I was like, Google it or something like that. But I did find it and print it out so I can tell you about it. So the explanation is, in order to accommodate the astrological correspondences taught by the Golden Dawn, Waite introduced several invocations to the deck. He switched the order of the Strength and Justice cards so that Strength corresponded with Leo and Justice corresponded with Libra. So that is the explanation. Okay, and I did switch it up so you could see the differences and stuff. Oops. I got those mixed up when I was trying to organize the deck. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I had it organized. I guess I did not. Okay, now. And in this deck, Death has no name. And it is the only one that does not have a skeleton. Because Death is like the Empress card. It's change, it's an ending and a beginning. So and I will read the explanation for the Death card. They're very short meanings, so I will just share what she wrote about the Death card so you can understand the why she chose to do that for the Death card. Okay, let me just share the Death card. Okay, so her explanation, it says bears 13, bears no name and is often called Death. It signifies a powerful but natural change, marks the beginning of self-awareness. To live, one must accept that one dies. I know it doesn't explain it, but that's what she gives you for that card in particular. Okay. All right, now we're going to go into the minor arcana, and I can explain about pip decks. So, like I said before, the suit of wands is now ink pens. And as you can see, as we go through a pip deck, most decks that I've come across, the major arcana is fully illustrated. And then when you get to the suits, it has whatever they've decided to use for the suit and very minimal illustration. So as you can see, we have an ace. There's no title of the suit, so you have to kind of when you're familiar with the deck, then you won't even sweat it about what the suit is. But in the beginning, when you're getting used to the deck, yeah, there's no wands on the cards at all. So as you can see, we have an ace and there's one of them. We go to the two of wands. There's only 2 ink pens. And that's basically the pip deck. It will have the number of whatever the card is, and that's pretty much it. And I am not really a fan of pip decks, but I try to, when I get a deck and I find out it's a certain way, I try to look at a positive with it, because I've spent the money, I can't get my money back, so I have to look at it as, well, I can choose to work with it, I can rehome it, I can resell it. If I choose to keep it because I'm not going to get what I paid for it back, I can look at it like, okay, how can I use this deck that I'm kind of stuck with? I mean, you do have options, and I would never tell you not to buy a deck just because it's a pip deck or anything like that, but at least you know it's a pip deck. So, you know, that's what my channel is about. It's to give you informed information so you can make a choice of whether or not to get a deck. But with pips, I look at them as a great opportunity to learn numerology better. And if you are familiar with tarot, you know that numerology does play a good part with the tarot. Okay, then we have the court cards, and all there is a letter with the card. And there's the upright and the reversal picture. That's the best way I can put it. And that looks like a J, but it's the knight. But you could tell that it's the knight with the horses. Horse skeletons, I should say. Okay. That is that. Okay, next we're moving on to the coffins, which is representative of the cup suit. And my reasoning for not a fan of pip decks is I look at it as a lost opportunity. Because there's so many things that you could do illustration wise that it just feels like a lost opportunity. It really does, because honestly, if you're an artist, why wouldn't you want to showcase your talents? Okay, then we go into the cups. And I'm thinking she chose the J because of the poker cards. Or maybe a joker? I don't know. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't say it in the guidebook, so I'm assuming, because that does not look like a cake. Alright, so next suit is the pistols, and they represent the swords. Okay, and lastly, we have the pentacles, and in this deck, they are film reels, and she notes that they are in homage to Mexican cinema poster art. is the deck itself. Okay, so cardstock. It's flexi bendy. It's kind of on the thicker side. It's not very thin. Looks thin, but it's not. It's flexi bendy. All right, so the guidebook has the Spanish in front, so I marked the page that starts the English because I don't speak Spanish. Okay, so we go into the Tarot of the Dead, and basically goes to explain the celebration of the Day of the Dead, talks about that, and then talks about the history of it. Because it is kind of a misunderstood holiday. Because I've read up on it when I was doing a little research, not for this particular deck, but just in general, when I was learning about certain holidays and everything. There are people who consider it a Mexican Halloween, but that's not exactly what it is. It's basically a holiday celebrated November 1st and 2nd. There's also a thing where they say that it starts on October 31st, where heaven opens its gates so that the ancestor spirits can visit with their family for the Day of the Dead. And basically during the 1st and the 2nd, families are welcome back. Welcome back. Back. Oh my God, I can't even say that word. They welcome back the souls of their deceased relatives for a brief reunion that includes food, drink, and celebration. It is not a solemn holiday. It's a festive holiday, and they drink and they celebrate their ancestors. And I really love it. I love the idea of doing that and having a drink with your uncle or aunt or anything like that and welcoming them back for a short period of time. I think it's wonderful for that holiday. All right, so we're going to go on to we have the, if you can see it, I don't know, might not be very seeable. Let me see if I can focus it a little bit better. There we go. All right, so as you can see, we have the Major Arcana, and it's very short, and it has some keywords. And then we have the Minor Arcana, and she goes into a little explanation about the suit and why she chose the pens. Then we go into the Cups and Coffins, same thing, goes into a little explanation. And then we have the other suit. Then we go into method of laying out the cards. We have a pyramid spread. Then we have the Celtic Cross. Then we have recommended books. Then we have the diagrams of the different spreads and some pages for notes. All right, so shuffling, dependent on if you like small cards or not. You can do the rifle shuffle. You can do the overhand shuffle. And as I say in all my videos, there is no right or wrong way to shuffle. Shuffle how you can and shuffle how you do. However you prefer to shuffle is your way of shuffling. Okay, you can cut the deck. Do like that. Oops. Side shuffling, I'm not even going to attempt because these are not big enough. Okay. Fan, you can try to do a fan with them, or you can spread them out. Let me see if I can get these back into focus. There we go. All right, so let's see what card wants to pop up and give us a message. Six of Pentacles. Okay, let's see what she says about the Six of Reels, I should say. Six. Unforeseen aid or relief in time of need. Charity, and if it was reversed, obligation, domination. So the Six of Pentacles is usually, let me get the card out so you can kind of get a better idea. Yeah. It's balance. It's basically the lesser justice card. It's give and take, basically. So, okay, so that is basically all I have for this little deck. Let me know what you think of it. If you have any thoughts about pit decks. But that is basically all I have with this deck. And if you made it to the end, thank you for listening to me babble. But once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you will join me with another video. But until next time, take care and goodbye, my dears.